Yo, what is up guys? I'm here hitting you up with a new CZN video. Today we talk about Cassius because a lot of you people actually want to know how to play him, and I think a lot of people actually do not know how to use him properly and want to know how to actually include him properly into your team to make him useful. And hey, if you're new, subscribe. I basically upload every single day. Oh, and by the way, the character that gets the most likes in the comments of this video will get the next guide, okay? So that's how we roll. Okay, now when it comes to Cassius, what do we need to know? What if we want to look at him, how we want to play him and stuff like that? Let's talk about his cards first. What are his best cards? So he's the Pop-Eyed Papa card, which is basically the quest card which is going for him. So in case of what is the best cards you want to use for him, to be honest, there's only really two cards you want to look at. It's either the middle one, which upon completing the quest create a stronger quest card, or you want to have this card here, which is from 4 quests, choose one to begin. Because there you have all these triple cards. You have the full house, which is the card draw, and then you have the straight, which is a buff with moral and stuff like that, which is very, very good and decent. And this is one you want to use if you're trying to improve and make your team stronger, right? You want to buff up your team. So for example, the straight card here, you can see for 1 turn 2 moral, so you can actually cast it twice if you combo it correctly, and then you get a huge buff for your DPS units because he's basically a buffer unit, a buffer and a shuffler at the same time. So the straight card helps, and if you really want a card draw, then you can use the full house card effect. But ideally, usually you want to go for straight, but it is situational on what you want to aim for him. Now, when it comes to the devil dice, the best one is to retrieve 3, draw 1 card, but that is only good under one condition: if you can find the Divine Epiphany and get this from a 1 mana cost card to a 0 cost mana card. This card turns into a single card draw 3. Okay, so incredibly strong to use him. If you can also get a neutral card for his deck, the combo bag I think was the name, with the knife as a combo card, just by throwing out different cards you just draw 2. You want to get these neutral cards in his kit as well. Then you got the shuffle card, which is one of his, probably one of the most, if not the most important card in his entire deck. The card you're aiming for out of all these options is the middle option. The shuffle one, move all cards from hand and discard to draw pile, then draw 5. If it's the only card left in your hand, or if you're unhappy with your hand, you pull out this card, shuffle your entire deck, draw 5 new cards, and then you can go from there. Incredibly strong. How strong can it be? If you can get a Divine Epiphany on that card and make it also a 0 cost, ultra OP, okay? Giga OP if you can get it to 0 cost. This is where you want to get it. So Cass is very, I would say, safe data hungry, because you need Divine Epiphanies, because you want to turn his 1 mana cost cards to 0 cost cards. Then we have the dice trick if you want. In my opinion, the only one that is probably useful if you want to use it, I mean 2 actually, it's either this one on the right here: when quest card is used, heal 100% heal, 100% fixed damage to a random enemy. So this is useful for survivability. Or if you want to get more quest cards going, then you have the right one, the dice trick. On quest completion, create 1 quest card. If you can also find the Divine Epiphany to make this card cheaper, then yes. Otherwise, just get rid of this card. Then it is not that helpful. And last but not least, the Joker card, which allows you to draw a card from your draw pile or your discard pile, but there's a catch to it. But very important card to is if you can duplicate this card as well. Very strong. But basically his gimmick is all about having these couple of cards here, his unique cards. You do want to get rid of all his starting cards because they're all bad, and you want to turn all his cards into 0 mana cost cards, because that's where it's at, because you basically get a lot of shuffling going on and a lot of buffing going on without costing you anything. Okay, this is fairly strong. Now when it comes to his partner card, the best in slot for him is Nyx, the Battle Pass character. So in case not sure yet what you want to pick, Nyx is by far the best Battle Pass card you can pick up, because you have a lot of controller. You have Mika, you have Nia, you have Cassius, so many Ray. Nyx is incredibly strong. Boost your HP, boost your healing, and when the Ascent Covenant draws for the first time, which he does a lot with Cassius, he gives a damage boost to your team, 8% damage buff for 1 turn. And then also very strong and OP is the Errant Hurricane. This card up to 3 cards, then draw +1 card equal to the number discarded. So if you are in the middle of a turn, you want to keep going and going and going, but your hand doesn't offer the right cards and you want to activate something and you got 4 ego skills, then boom, you activate the Nyx, put away up to 3 cards, draw 3 new cards, and then you can see what you go from there. If you don't have her and you picked up something else, don't worry, I have a replacement card for that. If you want to look at a 4-star card, the replacement 4-star card would be then Arven, because Arven is more of a protection type of card, reducing the damage outcome, stuff like that, giving you healing, giving you a little bit more survivability to your team. So Arven is then the best in slot after Nyx card. Now when it comes to the potential, the funny thing about Cassius is he probably is one of the weakest units when it comes to the potentials. Potentials are not really good. This one does not even matter. It boosts his basic cards, which does absolutely nothing because they're bad anyways. You just want to have basically the first one to grant you a rare card, Epiphany, once you go into the Zero system or Chaos dungeon. The other ones really don't do anything to him. The only thing where you could say might be useful is the last upgrade he has here, because upon quest completion you grant 1 moral for 1 turn. So if you combine it together, for example, with Straight, which grants you 2 moral buffs, with this now you have 3 moral buffs, right? So you basically already get a 60% damage buff, plus you get additional quest completion Fortitude, which buffs your defense overall. So this is okay, but also not mind-blowing at all. Like, he has one of the weakest potential, which potentially is also on the other side good, because you don't have to invest heavily into his potentials. He can just sit there and you're good to go. Now when it comes to his memory fragments, very easy, because the memory fragments in this game aren't really that good in terms of the set effects. The only thing you really want to have on him is max HP and defense. All the other sets really don't matter too much. If you want to get a little bit of damage out of him, you might want to add the Blackwing effect, but that's even, yeah, whatever. The only thing I could say, if you want to go for something, build him on HP, and the last one on ego recovery. Okay, so you want to have the ego recovery on him, so you get more ego points, so you can spam your ego skills more. So HP ego skills for 4, 5, 6. That's about it. But there's also a catch. So when we talk about, we also have to look at this manifest ego. The one and only dupe that really matters for Cass is the first one, Sleeping Memory, because this is a key ability to his kit, because his Joker card is now able to add graveyard cards to his hand. Before you have him E1, you can only add cards from your draw pile, but not from your graveyard, from your discard pile. Now if you have him E1, you can also add card from your graveyard pile. Now there's one catch as well when it comes to the Joker ability. Now, so you don't run into this issue, the Joker card is only able to pull a card either from the draw pile or better from the discard pile if that card was not used in this turn. If you used a card during the turn, you cannot get with the Joker card that card back. So you cannot use a strong card and then activate the Joker card to get that card back and activate it again. No, that does not work. So activated cards cannot be pulled with the Joker. Now when it comes to his save data and the build I have for him, I didn't update it in quite some time, but as I said, the basic still stands. You want to get rid of all the basic cards if you can get the Devil Dice for 0 mana draw cards. This is a deck I had because and it's still going strong just because I have the Shuffler card 3 times in his deck. This is really where it's at. You want to have the Joker card, you want to have the Shuffler card, just the quest card where you can choose what you want to begin with, so that helps out quite a bit. And the rest really does not matter for him. Now let's jump into the team showcase. Now when it comes to his teams, you can literally do anything with him. The strongest is if you put him together with a DPS unit that is able to spam a lot of cards, okay? If they have 0 cost cards, 1 mana cost cards, if there is a lot of spammability, this is where it becomes really good, because as soon as they're running out of gas, he can use his cards to shuffle new, and then they can keep spamming, okay? So in this case, because you already saw Luke in the last time, I just want to show Luke again. So here we go, and we also combine it with Mika, because the Mika combination with Cass is also really good, because with Mika you get AP regeneration as well, so this helps out with the spammability of your skills. Now this is, for example, a perfect scenario for a turn 1, which can happen to you. I mean, it is crystal clear. Sometimes your turn 1 starts and you have a really bad hand, right? Now this, for example, is a perfect showcase of what happens when you have a bad hand, right? So this is a very bad hand because I cannot activate the finisher round because it didn't activate the bullet cards yet. I don't need a healing right now, but you know what? I do have the shuffle card. Let me reshuffle my deck and see what I can get with a shuffle. Now, with a shuffle, this looks a lot better this time now. I can activate the rapid fire card from Luke to draw cards, and there we go. We have rally, activate rally, and also Cassius is a character where you want to get neutral cards into his deck because he's a prime example of a character that wants to draw as much as possible. So get as many rally copies, combo bags, like as much card draw and opponent like delay stuff like that. Get that into his deck because he thrives with these type of builds. Now we're using a bullet card and here's nothing else we can do. Now we're gonna get rid of a couple of cards now. And now with the next turn, I think this is where it starts going crazy really. Now we have here a couple of cards, right? So we have a shuffle card, which is good. This is now the perfect showcase. And also we have the source of water. So we have AP regeneration and a shuffle. And we have a lot of stuff going on potentially for our Luke here. So let's get one extra AP going. So we have 4. And now this creates handgun bullets and this also creates handgun bullets. So let's create our bullets first. And here, boom, we get a lot of damage now. Watch this. So we spam our bullets right now with our Luke, and the spam ability with him is actually going insano mode with him. Now let's do this as long as we can do it. Okay, now we basically ran out of bullets. Now we have Dance of the Demon, which is active right now. We could potentially shuffle, but it doesn't make sense. We have now 7 bullets used, which I couldn't showcase the last time. Now we just spam all these bullet cards with him right now. I think the set I had on him is currently equipped on a different unit. That's why his damage is lower. Keep that in mind. I think his set is currently either my Mei or my Haru. I'm not 100% sure, but that's why his damage is lower than what you have seen the last time. And now, but it's also good because we can showcase the spam ability as well. And here we go. We're going with a shuffle this time. And there we go. 1 more AP, which is good. And then we can trigger as well here his quest. And you know what? We want to get the straight buff effect. And now we have 2 mana, right? 2 mana. Now we could potentially shuffle with this card. But you know what? We don't want to do it. We want to use the shuffle card again. And let's just reshuffle the entire hand. And let's see what we are getting this time. Now this one has card draw. You know what? Let's do this. Or do we want to use the bullet? No, you know what? Let's do card draw with him because that helps quite a bit here. And now we got rally. Look at this. Now we're pulling more cards, more cards. Now we have a buff for Luke, buffing up his damage. And now since the cards here on hand are not as good, now this is where Nyx is coming in, okay? Now this is where you basically, the turn would potentially be about to end, right? Nope, it is not over yet. Let's just get rid of cards we don't even want in our hand, right? And let's see what we are getting this time. Okay, so we have the Joker card here right now, and we have a single bullet. Now we can check our pile and see what we have. So we have the finisher round still in deck, and we have the rally in deck. The rally does not really do much, but you know what? Let's activate the Joker card to also show what we can do with this, right? Now we can see what we can pull out. Those are the cards we did not activate this turn, right? So this is what I mentioned with the Joker is only able to give you a card which you weren't able to activate yet this turn. I might be wrong on it. Maybe if you reshuffle everything back to the deck, it is potentially there's a possibility that you can pull a card, but I don't think it actually is possible. As soon as a card is activated, that card cannot be activated anymore. So now we're pulling out the finisher round, and now we can activate the finisher round card for our Luke and deal more damage. This is how far we were able to keep it going in just a single turn, right? And here we go. Now we have more bullet cards. We have card draw, everything. Let's buff up our damage. Let's do card draw because we want to see where we're going. We get a P buff going, and now we want to spam our cards here first. Now we do not have shuffling going on right now, but what we can do is we can activate this card here because we don't need that much AP, but this one also helped with that because we now get the 2 mana because we complete the quest to get the moral buff. And now we can also use his bullets right now, and then we can spam, for example, with Luke here, and then at the very end we would be able to spam even more slightly. And this is what I mean, right? So this is what I mean. You just get a lot of card draw mechanics going on. If you can get AP regeneration in this team as well, this is where you can just shuffle with Joker, buff up with moral, which basically boosts the attack of your unit, right? And then you have a little bit of AP regeneration, which helps you to keep going. And this is now where basically potential comes into Cass. Now, he's not 100% easy to set up or something. You do need the right deck for him to make him work. So it is also harder to make him work in the Zero system because you have to get the correct cards for him, which makes it quite hard to use him, and you have to get rid of all his basic cards. Keep that in mind. But outside of that, he can become quite a menace if you know how to use him correctly. But yeah, this is where I end this guide for Cassius. Let me know what you think and who you want to see next. As I just said, the most liked comment for the character will get the next guide. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.